What's up, everybody? What's up? Welcome to the Mr. Straight Facts Show. Let's get into it. Hope you guys are having a good day. Um, it was nuts today watching some of the things. It's Donald Trump must be bipolar. The whole administration. It's just insane how each day is like up and down, up and down. It's like somebody needs to take their meds. So we're gonna start out with Scott Bissett. There are people in the money industry, stocks and things of that nature, that really believe this guy's brilliant. But here's the thing: you could be brilliant at one thing, but not at another. Nobody's brilliant in all things. This man may be good with number crunching, but don't put him in front of a mic. Please. He looks like he's stuck in like the 1780s or something. I mean, it's all he needs is a monocle. He reminds me of the guy, the Monopoly guy. He just seems that ancient. But he gets out there and he says in a meeting, and then he says another thing when he had like a conference. But in the meeting, he's telling these people, executives, that it's not sustainable for the China 145% tariff. It's not sustainable. And then he goes out into this meeting with other execs, and this is recorded. The other one wasn't recorded; it's behind the scenes. Then he goes out and says, well, we when we say America first, we don't mean America alone. We just said America first. What the fuck was that? You talk about somebody timid. I mean, I thought you guys supposed to be the hard people, the tough people. You seem like the dude that got bullied. Like, not like when you were a kid, like when you were in college, your first job, you're still getting bullied by Donald Trump. The man came out and said, first of all, he said behind the scenes, we can't continue this 145-degree tariff. It's just not going to last. That already let China know, which they knew already. We don't care. They already said it. We don't care. They've had the stronger stance. Their guy come out and said, we don't care. And then they open up the portal for all these Chinese people to get on TikTok, because you wasn't seeing that many Chinese people on TikTok from China before Donald Trump started this tariff thing. You didn't see them. They were hidden from us. But that algorithm opened the hell up, and everybody started seeing Chinese people all over the place telling us the real deal. Lululemon to Coach to Birkin bags and everything you own, Jordans. It was coming out. Trade secrets and everything. How much stuff really costs and everything. They played, like I tell you, they're playing like 18-dimensional chess with them. It's like, keep on talking shit. We're gonna release everything, and that's what they did. They didn't even have to do it. They let their actual citizens do it. Citizens was coming out. I mean, who taught the Chinese people the dozens? Where'd that shit come from? Who taught them that? I mean, I know everybody's been taking, break dancing from us and rapping from us and things that, most black communities, but they came out like on one. I was like, wow, how Trump thought he could actually like bully them, and they just came back one by one, lighting his ass up. And so Besson's out here saying, we just said, America first. We didn't say it was going it alone. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Because you was making it seem like everybody had to kiss your ass. Who gonna come along with somebody means y'all side by side. Kissing somebody's ass means you gotta be behind me and I'm up front. That's what Donald Trump said. And that's what you guys put everything behind, and you tried to stand on business, and you couldn't, because you had no foundation worth a damn to stand on. You got shown what you really are, not to the world, to America. See, America thought that we was like the most powerful, we're the most this, we're the most that, and so did you, Donald Trump, and your minions. But you realize we need people more than they need us, in many cases, right? Our economy can go down just for Japanese or Chinese people selling our bonds. It's a wrap. You thought you were strong, that they were just going to capitulate and just crumble like a cookie. No, no, they stood strong. Did you hear anything from the president or the person, the leader of China? Did he come out and just say, like, we're going to keep it? No, he just sat and chill and watch you act a fool. Our leader is supposed to have a steady hand, strong. Donald Trump's a wimp. His bullying is in his voice. That's it. He talks shit. But when you tell him to back it up, straight punk. Straight punk. He ain't got no kind of nothing behind him. Know why? Because he had bone spurs when they asked him to stand up and be a man. Not once, but multiple times. You can see that he was weak back then. He still is now. Boisterous, but no power behind it. He got to get somebody else to do it for him. I bet you money when he was little, his dad hired people to beat up the people who was bullying him. Because we all know Donald Trump rode the short bus, in his situation, the short limo. You know he did. You know Donald Trump was the person who was getting bullied until he became the bully. You knew in school he was a kid that couldn't read or write and was 12. You knew it. He still can't read. So he's out here trying to outsmart brilliant people. They just sat back. 145? Okay. We do the 125. We'll go under you. 125. And we still going to be the stronger one. And guess what? Donald Trump, we're not going to, he comes out, we're not going to tariff and, we're not going to do that. We're going to be cool with him. I could be strong with him. I could be strong with him. But we're going to basically start bringing back that love language like he did with North Korea or whatever. Oh, I love him. He loves me. He wrote me a love letter. That's what he's going to be saying next. Because he said that all these people were coming. Remember, they had 75 plus. It started out with 50, I think they said. Countries coming to make deals. Then it was 70. There was 70 or 75. And then Donald Trump came out, more than 75. The same day. They were like 75. And he goes, 75, even more than 75. Probably 90. Okay. So you've had a few weeks. What have y'all made up? Shit. Absolutely nothing. No deals. No nothing. You know Donald Trump. Once he got one of them to kiss his ass and sign something, he'd be bragging about it. Look what he did to the lawyer, the law firm in which he got them to capitulate. Look what he did to ABC when he bullied them to give him $15 million. They was like one of the first medias to fall. And it was George Stephanopoulos and ABC. As soon as he got them to capitulate, he went on a bragging tour. To let everybody know, I'm going to fuck with you too. I'm going to fuck with you too. And he's been doing it. What country can he brag about that signed anything? None, because he ain't said nothing. We know Donald Trump can't keep a secret for shit. So we know he ain't signed nothing. He has no deals with nobody. So how can you actually strong arm China when nobody's on your team, bruh? That you got to send out Scott Bessent and say, when we said America first, we didn't mean America alone. Why would you have to say that? Because you are alone. These countries are making no deals with you. And there's a reason why. Because you look like the weaker one, bruh. Who gonna make the deal with the weaker one? The one that's moving his mouth and making no sense. The one that can't stand on business because every other day, fuck every day, every few hours, you flip here, you flip there. You flop. You're all over the place. Nobody wants to do business with people going all over the place. The only reason people want to do anything with America is because of 240 something years, almost 250 of years of people thinking of us as being number one. That is what's holding us. And that's crumbling with this guy's president. He stays president for the next 4 years. That shit's gone. So Congress, the House and the Senate and Supreme Court, y'all need to start thinking about getting this dude out of office. Because if he stays there 4 years doing this shit, you might as well say goodbye to your 401ks. You might as well say goodbye to the stock. You might as well say goodbye to the American dollar. You might as well say goodbye to it all. Because this dude don't know what the hell he's doing. And he's hired people that have no fucking clue what they're doing. They haven't had any government experience. The only thing that's keeping them afloat is them thinking that whiteness is supreme. And Asia's eating your lunch. I thought you guys were just super great. Now you realize it takes more than just being white to be brilliant. It takes actually doing the fucking homework and being smart enough to pull this shit off. Has nothing to do with your race. Has everything to do with what you got to fuck up here. And that's what we're seeing. They thought race equated brilliance, supreme. And look what they got. A bunch of white idiots leading shit. DOJ led by a white idiot. The military being led by a white idiot. There are many white brilliant people that could be in that position, but no, white idiots. They thought they could just step in and do a job because, hey, I'm white. I should be able to do this. Really? You got the head of the military, a complete idiot. A loser, alcoholic, running our military and handing over our information to people, to his family members, his wife. Who the hell is his wife? Any military person, I don't care who they are. That general who handed him that information has sent that shit via the app, the Signal app. That general would be in Leavenworth by now. At least kicked out of the service. He did it the right way. The only person who did it right was that general sending the information via the military way of sending it inside the government. And I don't remember the name of the system, but it's the legal system in which they use to transmit information that nobody else can see. And he handed this classified information to said idiot, Hegseth. And he dismissed it, just gave it to everybody. People who had nothing to do with the military. This man sent it to his wife. Who the hell is she? Used to be a producer at Fox. Why does she need this information? It's his lawyer, personal lawyer, not a military lawyer, personal lawyer. None of them have clearance. They don't believe in clearance, obviously, because neither does Elon Musk. No clearance. Just give them the information. They should be beyond being in bars. They need to be buried underground somewhere. Who the hell would let go of information that our military men and women could get harmed and go around saying, no big deal? That's the type of country they want. An unsafe country led with a bunch of idiots. And I'll say that lightly. You got to be stupid. I mean beyond stupid to realize he saw how the other man got in trouble. Didn't get fired, but got in trouble for putting the Atlantic writer in a conversation. And the people he worked with turned his ass in. And then they led them out of the office. Like they just sent them out because, oh, you're exposing what we say and what we do. I'm like, that's American patriot as far as I'm concerned. Let people know what the American dollar is doing. But let's listen to Donald Trump when he talks about the tariffs. Yeah, I want to see this one. Let's go. Happened to it. There you go.
How soon do you want to bring the tariffs on Chinese goods?
Well, that depends on them. We're dealing with a lot of countries right now, and could be with China, but maybe we'll make a special, a deal, and we'll see what it will be. Right now, it's 145%. That's very high.
Were you worried about what the 145% tariffs were doing to small businesses here in the U.S.? Is that why you're bringing it down?
No. I haven't brought it down. I haven't brought it still 145. I haven't brought it down. I said it's a high tariff. It is a high tariff, but I haven't brought it down.
That right there should tell you everything, American business people. He said it's a high tariff. And when she said, what about the small businesses? Like the guy who owns the Rim Company, and there's others who own like farms and stores and different things of that nature. He got contacted recently, and they mentioned it today. I don't know when the exact date they got contacted, but it was in the news today. Walmart and all the others warned him that the shelves are going to be pretty much bare in our stores because you haven't made your mind up, and we ain't about to pay 145% on all the shit that we bringing in. We ain't gonna make no money. So those things are gonna be bare till you make your decision. So they're trying to get exemptions for things they need to get for us. So we may be going to Walmart. I ain't going there, but we may be going to Walmart or whatever stores that met with him and seeing the excuse me, the shelves bare like COVID. This man is bringing on another situation like COVID, and there's no pandemic. I mean, it's like, I don't know why people didn't see this, but this man, his whole entity is all about being empty. Everything he does falls apart. The only thing that keeps him sustained is people who are afraid of him. They give him money. People who do things in the darkness that want to make money come to him for crooked deals because he has the power. Without Donald Trump having any kind of power, he's useless. If he can't move the markets like he's doing, I've been telling people my observation of what Donald Trump has been doing is he's been testing this entire world with his words. How can if I say one thing, stock market goes down. I say another, stock market goes up. I don't have to actually, here's the point where you're starting to realize he doesn't actually have to implement said thing. He just threatens it. Market goes down. I decide I'm not going to do it. Market goes up. Manipulating the market like that, I would like to know, prior to him saying that, who is he telling who he's going to put out this text? Who is he telling before he sends it out? Because the idea is this. If he lets anybody know that these tweets are going out and what they've been witnessing, the markets go up and down based on the tweet, they can read the tweet and realize, take your money out. As soon as he posts this shit, take your money out. Take it out now. Take it out now. He's going to post this shit at 2 a.m. Take it out. Once he posts it, boom, market goes down. Then he tells them, I'm about to let go of it. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to tell them, I ain't going to do no more. Oh, really? All right, hold on. 24 hours. Give me 20. They go in. They buy a shit ton of stock. He puts out that tweet. Boom. They make a lot of money. And he keeps on doing it. There's no reason to be doing this up and down, up and down, up and down, if it's not something facetious. Donald Trump is evil. I don't care what anybody says. He's evil. You have to pay attention to this man and his strategies. He keeps doing it up and down, up and down, up and down. Nobody's calling this fool. He's doing this to punish people up and down, up and down. And then include his people, his billionaires, on when he's going to relax on it so that they can make a mint of money. Ask anybody. And the thing is like, oh, we're just paying attention to his tweets and we buy it. No, these people are in the know before he puts out his tweets. I guarantee you he's probably selling those tweets in the sense that I'm going to put this out. See, I'm going to fuck with him. I'm going to put this out. Yeah, go ahead and invest your money. You got your money in? You got your money? All right, cool. Put the tweet out. Make them some money. Now they owe him. Because he's going to tell them again, I'm about to put out this other tweet that's going to drop it. Sell your shit. Look who's selling and buying. And I guarantee you, those are the ones that are in loops. The ones who aren't really losing any money right now, those are the ones that are in the loop. Because I know Marjorie Taylor Greene is in it. She made too much money off of this shit. She put like $7 million on all kinds of crap right before it took off. Nope, don't believe it. Don't believe it. These people are they're making money off of Donald Trump's tweets. It's like betting the numbers. They know what's going to happen. There's a reason why this man has taken control of that and hasn't decided to try and fix it. Him playing with it up and down, the thing he doesn't realize is that, and this is why I think he let go of it for a little bit, is because he started to recognize that Japan and China started selling bonds. So no matter what you do, when you start selling those bonds, they start selling their bonds away, the dollar starts to decrease. These people putting money in stocks, these people, Japan, China, other countries, they buy into our stocks too. They start taking money out. Now, this is unstable. I ain't messing with that country right now. And that's what starts to mess with us. And Donald Trump knows it. I think he's being facetious with it. I know that there's something criminal about it, because that's just them. They're filled with criminality. You can't take a person who's committed, he's been convicted of 34 felonies. You know he's done more than that in his lifetime. He just got convicted of 34. He's automatically going to be a choir boy? Nah. He's committing more fraud. This way he's immune to it, and now he's bringing other people in on it. So all these other people can start making money like him. Trust and believe. Now, who is losing money, at least in this business at least, is Elon Musk. I got something about Elon Musk. Let's watch that stuff real quick. Elon Musk, he was, of course, we know that his business, as far as when the call for how much money he made this year or this past quarter or whatever it was, he lost a little bit over 71% of that. They made like 1 point something billion or something, 1.4 billion or something like that, or 3.8 billion, whatever it was. The last quarter before that, or last year in 2024, and then now in 2025, 400 million. They lost damn near $1 billion in sales. So it's like, again, nobody's stupid enough to keep buying stuff where you're firing people and destroying people's lives with glee. And then coming back, oh, we made a mistake. Well, you made a mistake, but you didn't hire anybody back. And even when they told you to hire people back, you're taking your time to do that. So yeah, Americans have decided, the way that billionaires treat American citizens, they want you to keep coming back to buy their shit. And Americans are saying, you know what? We'll just hit you in the pockets. We ain't buying your shit. We're going to take this shit back. I know we owe money on it, but we're going to trade it in, get us something different, and the hell with y'all. If you don't care about the American citizens and you're from South Africa and you don't care about America, why the fuck we buying shit from you? There are many other cars out there. And many of us want to be, focused on helping the earth. We can go find another electrical vehicle. We don't need yours. We can get it from another country. Or we can get it from this country, but again, most of them are here because they're imported here from other countries. But still, this man comes out because they're protesting the hell out of him, and he's talking about going back. He said something about working for Doge like 1 or 2 days a week or some shit like that. Dude, just stay home on both things, on all fronts. Go work on your spaceships. Your cars, nobody wants, right? The government wants the spaceship stuff. Nobody wants your cars anymore except for people who are sycophants like you. And then again, a lot of the left-wing people are the ones who wanted these cars. Right-wing people are like, I want gas guzzlers. I want oil, drill, baby, drill. Well, you don't have a vehicle that uses the drill, baby, drill sign. So those people aren't buying from you. And if they do, it's just, like Donald Trump tried to get his right-wing nut jobs to start buying electrical cars because he bought it. He ain't stepped foot in it because he can't drive. He gonna buy a car. Oh, she gets to use it, and she gets to use it, and she gets to use it. Why don't they have their own cars? Why are they using your ride? You don't pay them enough to have their own car. They got to use yours. Yeah, I don't understand that. It must be a lie because I don't understand that at all. You're just taking turns driving the Tesla. And he talking about he paid for it. I guarantee you it was given to him. He didn't pay jack. All right, so let's get to what he said. What he said to them.
Is that you'll see out there. They're very organized. They're paid for. They're obviously not going to admit that the reason that they're protesting is because they're receiving fraudulent money, or that they're the recipients of wasteful largesse. But they're going to come up with some other reason. But that is the real reason for the protests.
So let me get this straight. The real reason for the protest is that these people are being paid by somebody whom he doesn't give any evidence. I am convinced that the Republican Party and MAGA people are allergic to facts. They can't stand receipts, because I promise you, if he had any evidence of this, he'd have a receipt, but he doesn't have one. They just blurt shit out of their mouths and say this largesse. Okay, who's the largesse? Who's the person with all this money that's going after you? Because what we see, the billionaires are pretty much on your team. It's the regular American citizens. It's not billionaires that's buying your cars. Not at all. It is the American citizen who's buying your car. So them going against your vehicle is like they're against Doge, but somebody's paying them to do so. They just don't have the wherewithal. It's crazy to me how billionaires think that us regular people are so stupid and gullible that the only time we fight for shit is when somebody puts money in our pocket. That would be you, billionaires. When the government gives you guys money or subsidize you and lets you have hundreds of millions of dollars to build stupid shit you'll never use, you are the ones that capitulate to cash. You're the ones that won't be moved unless you get money. We're the ones that show up sometimes without getting paid because we believe in what the fuck we do. We're the ones that have morality. You're the ones that deal with finances only. The only way to move a billionaire, the majority of them, is to put money in their face. Oh, I got $100 million. Oh, where do you want me to go? Where do you want me to go? That's you. That's you, Elon Musk. That's not us. Don't be putting that weird ass trait on a regular American citizen. That is you and your buddies. That's why you guys who say you were on the not Democrat, but more liberal, all of a sudden Donald Trump waved money in your face and opportunity and power in your face. And here we are with Doge, and you got the guy who started Facebook. You got Amazon, Jeff Bezos. You got all of you guys. You all behind Donald Trump. I thought you guys were more liberal. But once money was waved in your face, you, where? Just like a little puppy, you went after it. Or maybe yet, like a kitten, when you throw a little light and they go running all over the place. That's you guys. When it comes to finance and power, just shine it, and you guys sniffing around trying to find the shit. That's you. You guys are the ones that are easily moved for money. We don't get easily moved for money. I'm not going to go out and march for just because somebody gave me some money. I got to have a reason and a passion to have my ass out there standing in the middle of the street, screaming and yelling about, something that I believe in. It's some of the dumbest shit. They think that it took money. That's because it takes Republicans money to get them to move. Because they really don't have anything to fight for. You guys give them their marching orders. They're the sheep. They're the ones that's running around acting like there's a king living or Jesus returned and he was orange. You're the guys who do that. We didn't do that to Joe Biden. We didn't do that to Obama. We didn't do it to anybody. Ever. I don't remember in history any American citizen sniffing the ass of a Democratic president just because they were a Democratic president. But you guys are all up under Trump. There's a reason. Because he's your Messiah. He's a dude that's going to bring white back. Racist white nationalist. He's going to bring that back. So you get this nitwit, Elon Musk, literally saying that the reason that people fight against him is because some billionaire or somebody with a lot of money is paying them to do so. No, sir. And what kills me about that whole thing, y'all, is that Isn't this the man that offered people $1 million to basically vote for his person? He was going out there trying to win by paying $1 million. Didn't he pay like 100 something million, almost 200 million or something like that, whatever it was, for Donald Trump to win? He was giving out $1 million checks like crazy when Donald Trump was running for president. He's going to different states and handing out, I'm going to hand out, how much he said he's going to hand out, 100 million or something like that, which I think he ended up handing out like 13 million or something out of it. But he was the one doing that. And here he is trying to stand on something saying somebody's giving them money as if it's a bad thing to do, when he just last month or so gave out multiple millions, actually lost the election that he was trying to buy. Didn't work this time. And he's got an issue with somebody doing exactly what he did. It's insane, y'all. It's insane. These people have no moral compass. None. They just say what the fuck they say. It has no grounding in fact. It's all fiction and lies. And they walk around like they just told the truth. Confidence in lies. That's the supreme being way to be. Let me lie myself to greatness. Because if you knew the truth about me, you know I was an idiot. It's crazy. This man literally tried to act like he had morals. He had morals. How you got morals and you going out there buying elections? You didn't do it just once. And then on top of that, not only buying elections, how many times did this man tell other people that were Republicans that they go against Trump? He was going to primary them, pay money for other people to win over them. He opened up his pocketbook to give away more millions. And he's got, oh, well, somebody's paying these people to go against me. Maybe it's his way to adapt or accept the fact that people don't like him. I don't know. It's just weird that he would act like that's the wrong thing to do when he's out there doing it. Anyway, it's crazy. But there was one thing that that came about. I don't know exact day this was, but man, I had to go watch. I didn't watch the whole, like, I think he was there for like an hour and a half, but I went and watched like 6 minutes of it at least. And it was just, that was 6 minutes. It was just like one question, yo. Took him 6 minutes to answer one question. But Byron Donalds, oh, it was music to my ears. This man got booed so hard amongst his people. He acted like it was all like Democrats. It's like, nah, it's amongst your people, bro. I'm sure there was some Democrats there, but it was his people. It's his district. Remember, Byron Donalds was elected by a mostly white community in which he lived in. It's not a mostly black, mostly white. All of the black like mayors and you know that are Republican, you know, the ones who was going on that when Donald Trump was running for president, the black men who were going on the barbershop tour, I call it like the barbershop Chitlin tour. They was going all over the place in black barbershops trying to get them to like Donald Trump. Those black men, all of them were elected in majority white communities. So their agenda is to help white people. They don't really have a lot of black people in their communities. So it's a black face, but white people that they're actually fighting for. So when they talk about black issues, which was killing me, they go into all these black communities. These dudes have no interest in helping black people. I know we got black skin, but they ain't got no interest. None whatsoever. So this man was out there trying to speak to his constituents, going on the boo tour. All of them going on the boo tour. And they asked him a question about Doge. And man, is this going to be like a little bit over a minute 40, something like that. We're going to listen to it. I might cut in between just to stop some of the stuff, the madness he was saying. But you got to hear these boos. It was glorious. It's glorious. All right, let's get it.
Elon and Doge invading our social security files.
Elon Musk and Doge have been authorized by the President of the United States.
He said they've been authorized by the President of the United States. I'm like, that wasn't the question, bruh. Like I told y'all before, just answer the damn question. If not, just pass on it. Quit trying to like skirt shit. You just look terrible. I mean, just absolutely terrible. Just skirting the whole question. Or even repeating the question back to you. He was authorized by the President of the United States. He said, how do you feel about Doge having access to like our Social Security information? How do you feel about that? Well, I feel that Donald Trump allowed it. That's not your feeling. That's telling us what we already fucking know. Hence the boos. It's like, dude, you're not answering this shit. You're just repeating back the question as a statement. Why are you leading if all you got is the exact same question? Walk off the stage, bro. If you ain't got nothing to offer, walk off the stage. But see, this man is filled with so much like bravado. He thinks that, you know, he's smarter than everybody. He's a crook. This dude did some legal shit himself, in which I think AOC called him out on a while back ago. Like last year or during the first term or whatever it was, or during the investigation. This dude literally fabricated information he brought to a case, and he doctored some document that she found a real document while he was sitting there talking about it, saying this and this and this was going on. And she's like, that's not the document. And he got caught in mid conversation. She just reamed his ass and said, nah, that ain't it. You doctored information. You brought doctored information to a meeting to justify some stuff that isn't justifiable. Crook. Criminal activities. This dude. And it's the first thing he does was, Donald Trump authorized it. They're asking you, bruh, get off the testicle of Donald Trump. What's your response?
Don't move. Are you ready? You ready for the other half of it? The previous president, President Biden.
Look. So he getting reamed. And so his first thing to do is say, Donald Trump authorized it. That's not an answer. Then after that, okay, don't boo. So he used Obama's vote. Obama's slogan. Don't boo. I was waiting for him to say, vote. But he didn't. He just said, no, don't boot. Okay, the last president, wait a minute. Your answer to it was Donald Trump allowed it. And now you're going toward the next thing that comes out of your mouth is Biden. Donald Trump said it's okay. Biden, what does Biden got to do with it? Biden's gone. Remember, you guys didn't like him, Sleepy Joe, but you're using him as an excuse for some fucked up shit y'all did. Listen to what he says. It's insane.
You don't want to hear the full story. You don't want to hear the full story. Allow me to educate and bring you the full story.
He said, allow me to educate. Look at it. He trying to make it seem like everybody in that audience is just as dumb as him and Trump. Allow me to educate. He thinks anybody who is against him is dumb, when he is the one that didn't bring facts. He brought like insanity to a fact fight. It's like, dude, where's your facts at? You came factually short. Where's your facts at? Your fact broke. We need, you don't have any credit just yet. Can we find a fact so we can, charge up your fact card? Because right now you're in the fantasy world. We deal with facts here. You didn't answer the question, so you didn't have an answer. So you just should have just said, I don't have a feeling about it. It is what it is. We got to work with it. I would accept that before I accept he said it's possible. And look over there. There's Biden. Fuck. Just like that movie Up. I don't know if you guys seen Up, where the dog was in there and squirrel. That's him. Squirrel. Just look at what the fuck are you talking about, bro? We're talking about a topic and you already don't went off of it. Already. As a politician that's supposed to be supporting and leading for people in your community, you've already failed them just in this damn question. If you can't answer a simple fucking question, and that goes for all y'all politicians, Democrat, Republican, Independent alike. You can't answer a simple fucking question. You can't lead worth a damn, because to be able to lead, you're going to have to be able to answer the questions and take responsibilities for your actions so you can move forward. If you can lie every turn, then we never go anywhere but in a fucking circle. It makes no sense. But we'll continue.
And when you're ready, I'm going to tell you, because I don't want you to yell and not hear the full story. Because you're not listening. You're yelling. Here we go. I'm going to tell you the full story. Here's the full story. The previous administration, Joe Biden, he authorized 53 students to have access to the same database during his administration. 53. He authorized 53 students to have access to the Social Security database. And I didn't hear anybody being upset when Joe Biden authorized that.
I didn't even hear him be upset when supposedly Joe Biden authorized that. You know why he didn't get upset when Joe Biden authorized that? Because Joe Biden never authorized that. That was something he pulled out his ass. 53 was just a number this fool put. They have learned to throw out numbers and Biden. That's their defense. When I don't have an answer, throw out a number, random number, and mention Biden, and they disappear from the topic. See, that shit used to work with them. It used to work with them, but they've used it so much that their constituents are like, the fuck was that? We asked you a question, you never answer it. You just go to Biden. Biden's gone, bro. His people are like, Biden's gone. We've got rid of Sleepy Joe. It is now you. Sleepy Joe's gone. We ain't caring about him. These are his people saying, Sleepy Joe, we don't care about him. What you're doing. And again, think about it. The way he's saying it. You shouldn't have a problem with Trump doing it or giving it to Elon doing it when Biden let 53 students do it. Well, nobody's heard of this until right now. And trust me, had Biden, the dude that y'all wouldn't let breathe, you would literally say, oh man, he's breathing funny. Something's wrong with him. Oh man, he's got on this. There's something wrong with him. Oh man, he took a step that was too slow. There's something wrong with him. Oh, you guys were on his ass for everything he did. And you're going to tell me, Republicans, that you allowed that man to put 53 just regular ass students to look at our Social Security information, and then news organization. Not even Fox reported on that shit. Not even you said nothing about it, Byron Donalds. The only time this shit came out the woodwork is when you saw your ass in the middle of a bunch of people screaming and basically blessing you out, calling you a liar, saying everything under the book, and you tried to act machismo like you still the man when you really was a sack of shit on stage. That's when you came up with the 53, just pulled it right out the crack of your butt. And nobody sat there and said, what the fuck you talking about? Even though they kept booing you. Because nobody heard of it until you said it on that stage. And you thought your sycophants were going to be like, oh, Sleepy Joe did that? Oh, that's terrible. He thought he's going to get a bunch of yays out of it. Nope. Still booed. He continues to get booed, trying to act all macho. You don't have to stop it. You don't have to stop it. They was trying to pull him off stage. He said, no, it's okay. It's okay. We're going to keep on talking. We're going to keep on talking. Acting like he wasn't afraid because he wasn't going to worry about these people because these people are beneath me. They're not smarter than me. I can handle this. As they continue to not believe the bullshit he was saying. And when he got a few claps in this conversation, is when he said some stuff that made sense, but based in lies. He's talking about, oh, well, you know, I wanted Social Security to work for the people, and I don't want the Social Security to be going to people who are well over 100 years old and no longer living. I wanted the Social Security to go and get to the people as soon as possible. And we can get it to the people as soon as possible as long as we don't have these 100-year-old, whatever he's talking about, that 300-year-old bullshit in there. We can get, that's when he got some class and mostly booze. Because why? Because, again, he mentioned he wants people to get their Social Security. But that's BS, because there is nobody 300 years old or well over 100 that doesn't deserve it, that are dead. It's a lie. It's another thing they made up to get their people riled up, because they know their people do not search facts. None whatsoever. They don't even realize that the system in which our government works on, which shouldn't be this way, but it is. Our system is built on COBOL government. Y'all know, when I was a kid, I wrote COBOL. I was 16 years old. I learned how to write COBOL. Wang 2200 VS80, all that, the dot matrix printers and all big ass mainframes. Yes, that was back then. Our government, I had no clue. Our government still works on that shit. You know, COBOL is way before the year 2000. You remember when the year 2000 was coming around? Y2K? We thought all the machines were going to fall the fuck apart because of the fact that they weren't built to go past 1999. COBOL wasn't built to go past 1999. Still on the old system. So it may go up to 1999 and start back over. It's adding that entire 100 years to your age. Why do we still have that system? I don't know. With all the money we got, we should have a brand new system. Maybe it's a better secure system that nobody can break into, seeing as how it wasn't always connected like to the internet or so. Maybe there's a security reason behind it. But we've already debunked that. And the problem is, Republicans and MAGA don't read worth a damn. Their comprehension is horrible. Horrible. Chuck Johnson, COBOL is from the 60s. I was in the 80s using it, man. You talking about? It probably is from the 60s. You probably know more than me. But I was in the 80s using it. 84, 85, 86, somewhere around there. No, it had to be like 16, 18. I said 88, 87, 88. I was using it. Yep. But Chuck, you know what it is. You know what COBOL is. That's right. So that was just crazy. This man was out here in these streets getting booed and telling everybody, never answer the question, just telling everybody that basically y'all stupid. Let me educate you. Educate you with what? You didn't even bring up not one fact. This man brought up 53 students. And it kills me because if I was there, I'm like, 53 students? Okay. So what was the 53 students doing it for? What was the name of the program in which they got to see this? What would be the name of it? We understand Doge is doing what was yours called? What was Biden's called? Let's dig into it. What was the name of it? I guarantee, I don't know. Well, you know the 53. You've got to know more. This is what you got to do to expose them. Don't allow them to just throw shit out their ass and then be like, letting it pass. No, continue to ask questions. This is why the problem, I believe, of what they've been able to do with the media and the American people is the reason why they are where they are. Our media moves on so quick because they're looking for ratings instead of looking for facts. And they're willing to move on to the next question before actually getting a legitimate answer to said first question. If American people, you believe, want to know the answer to the first question you ask, don't move off that bitch till you find one. And if you don't find one, kick their ass off the show. Facts should be more important than your ratings. And trust me, your ratings will skyrocket when you have these fools on your station lying their ass off and you light their ass up. instead of just capitulating and moving on to the next question, in which they have their little numbers are calling out. They're called to say exactly what this is and this is and this is and this is. Every question you ask, they've got a rehearsed answer to it or a way to obfuscate that by now you anchors and reporters should know the answer to said question in which they're going to speak it. Then you should answer it. You should ask your question the way they answer it, so that they don't have an outlet and they start to look like the machine that they are. Now, let's give an example. Like when you ask a question, like let's say we're going to ask Byron Donalds about the Doge situation, looking at our security. I said, I've heard that you said 53 students were authorized by President Biden. That has been debunked. It's not a factual thing unless you have information. But we want to know why, or what do you feel about Doge having that access? And either way, the 53 students nor Doge should have this information. But what say you? You know, Biden, because they don't have nothing else. Well, Biden did it. Well, I already said Biden did it. So you're just repeating my question with my question. What is it? You know what they're going to say. Give them their response before they say it. Take it out of their mouths and see how they fall apart. Watch every station that these people have been asked this question that you want to know and realize how they respond. And once you do, you catch them. But see, here's the point. Here's the thing that they do. I understand why reporters haven't recognized what they do and combat what they do before they do it. It's not like they're coming out and saying something like gigantically new. Once they get caught, what do you think they do? Mainstream media. Every time you catch them where they, flat-footed, where they can't answer a question because you may have asked that question, appropriately to the point where they have no out. What do? You just saw it with Pete Hegseth. They attack the media. You guys are clowns and you do this all the time and you do that all the time. It's like, yeah, but that's an out for people who are suckers and losers. So are you a sucker and loser? Well, I'm just trying to guess because that's the way you speak. You're a sucker and loser if you can't answer a simple question. Maybe we should ask a fifth grader, but I thought you were supposed to be smarter than a fifth grader. You're not smarter than a fifth grader. Give it back to them. Quit trying to be super professional with assholes. When people try to bully you, bully them back. When he sat there and tried to say, I'm like, so now we get this. And that's the thing. When you know they caught in the corner, take the mic away and say, well, ladies and gentlemen, what's going to happen next? Because, a MAGA in the wild will always try and bite the people that they're actually needing in order to be able to make themselves look like they know what they're talking about. Let's go and ask him a question real quick, and I guarantee you this person will bite me because he won't have the answer. He'll go off on the media. He'll say that we're some kind of name, and that's their mode. That's their mode of operation. Don't believe me? Let's go ask. Soon as you get to them, they're going to do that same shit because they're robots. They do the exact same shit. You make them look like a sucker prior to them doing what they're going to do. When you start to see that and you start to tell them that and you put that in their face, you start to make them look like a sucker to everybody because you know how they're going to respond. There is no difference. No matter what station you watch these MAGAs on, if they get caught, even by their own people, they'll be like, they won't go after Fox. They'll be like, you know how the media is. The media, they back Fox off by making fun of the media. You know how media is. They always trying to get you those gotcha questions. And somebody on Fox just asked a question that they consider gotcha. But they won't give it to Fox saying you're a gotcha person. They'll be like, oh, this don't do the immediate stuff like these media people do. And then Fox backs off because they don't want to be a part of being against MAGA. Because that's against the money that comes into their pockets. So consistently, you can actually cut these people off by letting them know, I got your number. I know exactly what you're going to do. I know exactly what you're going to do. And whenever you do it, I'm already recorded. I'm like, you know what? Thank you, sir. I appreciate it, because I knew exactly what you were going to say before you said it. Don't believe me. Why do I know? Because you guys aren't original. You do the same thing. Once you're caught, you make fun of the media and say the media doesn't make you. We're liars. We're this. We're fraudsters. We're whatever. And it's ridiculous. It gets old. It gets really old. Why don't y'all man up and answer a question every once in a while? Woman up and answer a question instead of trying to back out of it by talking about somebody. Because you want to do the dozens, we can do them. We can do them. We want what tit for tat. You go first. Quit acting afraid of these people and quit acting like access to them is everything. Because the more you want access to them that they can use you, you're a sucker for wanting access to them. Because if you can't get the information and they're going to lie about it anyway, what's the purpose? What's the purpose? You're going to get lies for the American people? Okay. So what does that do for you when we find out you're lying, media? We don't want to see you no more. You're in a lose-lose situation unless you fight these dudes and women back. MAGA. You got to fight them back. Fight fire with fire. And if you find Democrats to be lying too, don't get me wrong, independents, if they don't leave, look, we want the answer. If you don't have the answer, just say you don't have it. I don't want to hear all this other bullshit. We know this could happen and that could happen. I don't care about that. Did you have the answer to it? No, you don't? That's all right. Move on. We know that you don't have the answer to this. Well, I have it. Well, if you have it, give it to us. Quit letting them out of questions. Any politician. And politicians, learn how to tell the fucking truth. That's all we want from y'all. We understand things are going to be good and bad. And we understand also that you're going to make mistakes. And we also understand that there are things that you can't speak about because it's our security. And we shouldn't be asking you those questions anyway, unless they're not classified. We can go through the FOIA and get it redacted. We don't have to get it directly from your mouth. That's fine. But if you don't know the answer to shit, don't go 14 miles due east. We asked you a question. Stay on topic. We don't need to know that other shit. I don't care about that other shit. Just answer the damn question or say I don't have an answer to that question. Because once you obfuscate it, it automatically makes you trash. I'm like, dude, I don't want to hear this dude. I don't want to hear this woman. She won't even answer the fucking question. It's too easy. I can answer the damn question. I done did the homework. I know exactly what you should be saying. But instead, you go in 14 different directions. So that you don't look either stupid or you wrong. If you wrong, you wrong. That's all to it. That's all it is. Admit you're wrong. Yeah, we made a mistake on that one. Got to do better next time. You guys are like the basketball team that never loses but always loses. What was the score? 75-0. Did you win? Well, we had 0. So, it's a win to some degree. To whom? To whom? Well, we was in the game, and there's many teams that didn't even make it into the... Man, shut up. You lost. You lost. Quit going on in the corners and crevices. Yeah, you're privileged to be on the court, but you suck. Let it go. You suck. You was wrong. Tell the truth. Move on. All this obfuscating, going all over the place. Ain't no reason for that shit. We're sick of it. Just tell the fucking truth. Good or bad or indifferent. And if it's something that's highly secret, don't say it. Because again, our country needs to be safe. More so than me having to get the information. When it becomes less secret, we'll ask for it via FOIA. Simple as that. It make this shit hard. It's not. It really isn't. Thank you, Byron Davis, for upgrade membership. Appreciate that. But let's go on. I got one more thing to actually discuss with y'all, and I'll look at other stuff in a minute. But I told you guys that what they've been doing to these migrants, and I wrote that letter to the Latin community, Latin brothers and sisters, yesterday. And I told you guys about, and I've been doing that. I'm pretty sure a lot of you already know, but I've been talking about it for well over, a year or two. That the browning of America frightens the shit out of racist white people. And those are the people who are leading this country right now. And the people who are excited about, these Latin people being locked up, and even though they haven't been convicted of any particular crime, haven't had due process, if you believe that that's okay, then you are a part of white supremacy, no matter what your skin color is. Because this entire time, like I said back then, before they even implemented Project 2025, way back in the day, I said this when Donald Trump was president the first time, when he was doing it to the Latin women, men, and their babies. And I told you this yesterday. I was pissed off at that, was against that, was making content about that back then. And it had like a huge disdain for it for a lot of Americans, because they was thinking about their children. But there were so many American citizens that didn't give a shit about it. But many were out there trying to find these kids. Then they realized that these kids have been thrown all over the United States without their parents knowing where the hell they are. To this day, over 1,500 do not have their mom or dad with them. And the parents, it's pretty much your child died. Because you know your child, you hope your child is alive out there, but they're gone. Could you imagine what that parent lives with? I came to this country for an asylum to get my kids to be free, to run away from people who was trying to kill me, and I ran into a country that killed me a different way. They took my only child. Is she safe? Is she being beaten or raped? Is she looking for me? Is she crying every night? I brought her here. And that's what they wanted. Jeff Sessions and all them, that's what they wanted. Their whole thing was, we're going to make them feel bad about bringing their babies here. We're going to separate them and take them away from them. They'll never see them again. See, they won't come back here again. They'll go back to their country. They meant to do that shit. That's how evil these men and women were. Still are. So now they're doing it to men and not so much women. They're getting women too, but you ain't hearing about it. They haven't been put into a prison yet. And to do all of that, and I told you, they were doing all of this because a lot of people have not did the homework, and I did it many years ago. And no other culture does this but the wealthy white culture. And I'm sure in other countries they do. I'm talking about in America. Is that no black group of people get together and look at how many black people are in the world or in the United States, and how we have to increase our numbers in order to stay at the position in which we are in. No black culture people no test studies are done by black people or black think tanks that we know of. I can't find it anywhere. Does this? It is only white people, mostly white men, racist white men, that look and do actual studies, spend millions upon millions of dollars to find out when is the white culture going to become a minority in this country, because that's their power. It's gone once they become a minority. That's what they believe. Those sector of people. So they've been doing studies for decades upon decades. And they found out by 2040 something, the majority of people in America will not be white. So what have they been doing? Locking up Latin people, men, so they can't have no more babies. Look at all them men they put in there. They want to take as many as they can, so they can't have any more babies with these Latin women. They're going to come out to any and every group that is close to them in number. I remember a few years back, I was talking to a friend, or maybe not a friend now, but a friend of mine at the time, who, her and her family mixed. Her dad's white, her mother's Latin. The entire family is mixed that way, that they're all her cousins like that, they're Latin and white. And they all think they're white. So when you're talking about, when Donald Trump was running president the first time and talking about Mexican this and some of them are good, some of them are bad, they were agreeing with that shit. They had family in Florida that were Mexican, had no problems saying all these things, but they just didn't calculate the fact that their family was Latin. They thought they were white, light skin and all. And I was like, you guys don't see it? I'm like, what the hell? You don't see? I'm like, dude, I don't care what you claim on the census, on your driver's license, or your loan for your home. You're brown enough to get your ass snatched. And I said this back then and put in cages. They didn't believe that that was going to happen. They saw it happen to those people coming from Mexico and so forth. And they're like, well, they need to get in here legally. Well, all right, whatever. I haven't talked to them. I wonder what they think now. They grabbing Latin people up like it's the thing to do. Now, I've been saying it because I've been looking at those studies. My business has been focused on, this process of looking at racism and, how it affects black communities and things of that nature. And in Latin community as well. And this was like 2016 when I started this study, 15, 16. And I started to see a pattern. They're always looking at when their numbers are going to dwindle. And then I started looking at, I was like, wait a minute, what culture is closest to, in number, to surpass white people? And it was Latin. So all my Latin friends, I was saying, dude, they're coming after you. This is like 2016, 17. I said, they're coming after y'all. We don't have the numbers that you guys are building in this country, and more of you guys are coming in. They're coming after Latin people. They did not want to believe it because why? Because white people have allowed Latin people to check off on their census, on their credit cards, on their, driver's license to say they're white. And to be able to have that close proximity to whiteness, not only Latin can do it. People who are fair-skinned Latin and black people can do it because they're white and black kids can do it. They look light-skinned, parent white. They can claim white. But that only means for white society that their numbers are growing, which in their mind means they stay in power. In those who are of color but can claim white, it means that you are in close proximity to power and that you're not the first people that they go after unless you infringe upon their power, their prestige. And that to them means numbers. So that proximity was great as long as you didn't procreate faster than they did. And now that you're growing in number and you're going to surpass them by 2040, which is literally 15 years from now, they're doing drastic shit to make sure that you guys don't procreate. Now, just like what happened during enslavement of black people, it wasn't about trying to infringe upon the numbers of white people at all, because we were enslaved. Didn't matter to them because we weren't human. But when they wanted more of us, what did they do? Most people don't realize that there was literally only about a few 100,000 of the millions of slaves that were snatched from Africa. There's only a few 100,000 of them, a little over, I think, 300,000, something like that were brought to the United States. 300,000. That's all that ever came to the United States. Weird, huh? Because by the end of slavery, there was well over, I think it was 8 million. I think it was like 4 million. There's well over 4 million of us. How do you go from 300,000 enslaved people, and by the time slavery was over 4 million? That population grew like hell, didn't it? Especially seeing as how they were hanging them and killing them like every other freaking day. going to picnics and just watching. We got pictures of little kids smirking as a life hang from a tree like strange fruit. That happened more often than people think. So they killed so many, yet still grew the population. How do you think that happened? They were called breeding homes. Women were enslaved, and they just basically like a brothel. All they had was women who got pregnant. They sat in these homes and had the bucks go do what they had to do, busting nuts left and right, creating babies so that they can create more profit. When you're just things that can rebuild themselves, each child was worth money. So keep birthing, we keep selling. We got our own little, basically like chicken hen, where you laid eggs and you sold them. They had black people as humans. They didn't believe us humans. Had them out there just breeding and selling their kids like they were fucking eggs. Yeah. If they weren't unaliving them just for the fun of it. The reason why I'm telling you this is because I told you guys, ladies, and this time it ain't about black ladies. It ain't about Latin ladies. It ain't about Asian ladies. It ain't about other ladies. White ladies. They're coming after you. Not just you ladies. They're coming after your children too. I tell you, they tell you what they're going to do. I did a video a while back ago. It was while Donald Trump was running, so it had to be at least almost 2 years ago, whatever it may have been, maybe less. There was I want to say it's in Minnesota, but I don't know what state it was in. But it's like some state senate or Congress of some sort. This white guy out in the open, a regular meeting, he's out there in front of the mic, and he said, white guy said, instead of aborting, shouldn't we just marry off the person, the girl, the woman, marry off the girl to her rapist? His exact words are, when they're ripe and fertile. He was talking about 13 and 14-year-old girls. Called them ripe and fertile. White man, Republican, in some state or city, I can get it for you. You can probably look it up on Google. Just say ripe and fertile representative. Says when ripe or fertile. He thought of them as like they were some type of fruit. Ripe and fertile. They should be having babies. Why do we have to send them to school and do things of that nature? Why not just keep impregnating them from a young age? This is about white men being afraid that the majority of white people is going to decrease. So they want to breed you. They want you to have babies. They ain't talking about falling in love. They want you to have babies for them. No matter how old you are, they want you to have them. This right here, lowering the age of consent. This right here is Donald Trump talking about said thing. And this was on NBC. You'll see that up front.
between the fertilization and all of the other things that we're talking about. It's going to be great. We're joined today. Fertilization. I'm still very proud of it. I don't care. I'll be known as the fertilization president, and that's okay.
He thought they were laughing at him, which they were, but he thought they was laughing at him because of the word fertilization. Like he said something wrong. You can see he kind of felt embarrassed at first, and then he's like, I'm proud of it. I'm proud of it. And they're like, dude, you're stupid. Nobody fucking, and maybe these people in this audience that are sycophants, whatever, it's like, not only that, ladies and gentlemen, they're talking about giving these white women, because they're going to say all women, because they can't go against the law, but they're talking about white women. They're going to give you $5,000 to have a baby, to keep, and then they're going to give you all these tax credits and things of that nature. And you get something, you get like access to certain colleges your kids do if you have so many kids. And the prerequisite is like one of the prerequisites of it, or another certain kicks in if you have 6 kids or more. This is real. Real. They're trying to get you to have 6 kids or more and give you money to do so. But hey, they ain't gonna give you the money to raise them. They just want you to sign up to the program. Oh, and there's some kind of monitoring thing so that you can know, so that you know better when you're fertile. So when you can get this access to something to let them know when your body is fertile. What kind of testing they're gonna have to do that for you? So that you know exactly when you're fertile. They're gonna have you go to the doctor and fill you up and do all this other stuff and probe you and see, oh yeah, you're fertile on February 2nd or what? What? Women kind of know what their body's all about. They don't need you telling them when they're fertile. Go look this shit up. I was like, are you serious? Are you literally telling me? And I already knew that they wanted women to have more babies, white women. I knew that because their numbers were dwindling. They are scared shitless, y'all. They literally have 15 years based on their data. 15 years. So they got to get y'all having babies. And they're in an effort of giving y'all 5,000. Where's this money coming from? I thought we were saving money. It's crazy how we're supposed to be saving so much money in $2 trillion, which they never can get to because it wasn't $2 trillion to begin with. It was just some shit they pulled out their ass. And then they couldn't get to the $2 trillion. None whatsoever. They failed on that attempt. I had somebody earlier today, I saw a clip where, I don't know if he was an economist. I know he was like a guest on a show or something that said that if you want to measure the success of Doge and you say it was a football field, I'm going to mess their analogy up, but hopefully I get it. You say it's a football field and there's 100 yards, right? And for every yard is so much money that equals up to that $2 trillion. The 100 yards is a total, the entire $2 trillion that he talked about saving. And by the time they've gotten so far as the total they say they're going to get, they've made it from 0 yards to the 3-yard line. They've only got 3 yards, and they're talking about going 100 yards. And they're having a struggle so far to get to 3. The 3-yard line. America's being sold a bill of goods, and these MAGA nut jobs are sitting here believing that crap. And they're out here trying to save this money, but creating a program for women to have more babies. I saw a lady respond to that. She said, you know what? It should be white women should not sign up for it. They should have black and Latin women sign up for it. I mean, just black and Latin. White women sit it out on purpose. Get black and Latin women go and sign up to get that $5,000. That program would be dismissed with the quickness. It'll backfire because they want the white women. But let the black women and Latin women just go. We'll do it. We'll do it. We'll do it. You'll see who they really are. That they really wanted white women. It's insane to breed women. They want you to have 6 or more babies. It's enslavement all over again. They're trying to pad their numbers by making you get pregnant. First of all, let's think something real quick for a second. You're going to get $5,000 to have 6 babies. They're going to guarantee your kid can go to college because they, boy, let's see what are the, let me try to see. Let's see. I want to see for sure. The numbers. I want to see that. I saw earlier the documentation of what they were trying to do, the parameters. I want to know what this thing has in it because I know it's like 5 things, and I just mentioned 2 of them. Oh, here we go. The financial incentive. We're gonna do it right now. $5,000 baby bonus, a proposed one-time payment to new mothers intended to encourage childbirth. Do you understand $5,000 ain't going to get you out of babyhood? The hell that's going to do for you? $5,000. Now, you may be at the very beginning, you buying, if you're not breastfeeding, you know what I'm saying, and if you are rather, you're not spending that much on food at that first year or whatever. It's you. You're providing it all if you decide to do that. But if you don't decide, it's going to be a lot of Similac, and that ain't cheap. So that's going to cut into your budget within that first year. You understand? Let's put it this way to make it more of a simple understanding of it. Any coffee drinkers in the house, if you drink coffee every day, you just have one coffee. You go to whatever it is. I don't go to Starbucks, but let's say if I go to Groundworks, I get one coffee every day. You understand? In a year's time of one coffee a day, like maybe $6, whatever it may be. You're talking about like 5 days a week instead of 7. You're looking at about $1,500, $1,700 for coffee alone. Do you think you're gonna last long when you got to feed a baby that eats all the damn time? If you got Similac alone, no, that shit ain't going nowhere. Why give them $5,000? It makes no sense. All right. They get expanded child tax credits. Discussions around increasing tax benefits for families with children to alleviate financial burdens. Okay. Give them numbers. Because the discussions around increasing tax benefits, again, these people never have, Kamala Harris thought about for the families and things. She was talking about $50,000, $25,000 for this, tax cut for this. We're going to get an earned tax. She gave you exact fucking numbers. These people give you like hopes and dreams through adjectives. It's like, dude, no, I don't want the adjectives and the noun, the verbs. Throw the $sign and how much you're talking about. That would help a little better. But tax credits, they already get tax credits for their child. How much more are you talking about? For these people to even think about it. I wouldn't think about it anyway, but I'm not them. I don't produce babies. But it's just bull. All right. Educational and symbolic. Exactly. Those already exist, Kristen. Educational and symbolic initiatives. Fertility awareness programs. Fertility awareness. Government funded. Big government. I thought that was small government. They're going to get rid of Planned Parenthood. And they're going to start something else by the government that's going to help you with your fertility. It says government funded education on natural fertility methods aiming to inform women about reproductive health. Isn't that what Planned Parenthood already did? They helped you, figure out your cycle and things of that nature, and gave you health care for cheaper than anything else, and helped you with, any giving you condoms and other things so that you're safe sex, and they educated you about sexual, things that happen during sex, how to have all that. They helped you with that. So you tell me you're gonna get rid of Planned Parenthood and create Planned Parenthood. National Medal of... That's my give me some time just to even accept this shit. Yeah, but opposite, Lynn. You get a National Medal of Motherhood. They're trying to make y'all the Olympic womb holders of the year. She's got the Olympic womb. Yeah, her baby, her womb produced 36 kids. They try to give y'all a medal. Oh my God. National Medal of Motherhood, a proposed honor for women who have 6 or more children, drawing parallels to historical awards in other countries. So you're going to have women out here competing. I had 75 babies in my lifetime. I had 36. I got close. I got 42. Wow. Give you a medal. Another thing is scholarship preferences. Suggestions to reserve a portion of Fulbright scholarships for married individuals with children. So now they want you to give you a scholarship if you have a child and you're married and have a child. So women who, don't want a husband, just want a baby, you can't get the scholarship for your kid because you don't have a father in the house. And you know why they want a father in the house? It's not because they care about families. They don't. It's because the father being in the house means that the father is the one who gets to vote. Because not only do they want this to be so that, I'm telling you, go look at Project 2025. They want to take away the 19th Amendment for you guys. They want only one person in the house to be able to vote, that being the father. The mother doesn't get to vote. The children, no matter how old they are, as long as they're living with the parent, they won't be able to vote. They only want men to be able to vote. Go look it up. And so offering a scholarship is just for married families with children. So you can't get divorced. Remember, they were trying their best so that you can't get a divorce in many states. So your husband could be beating the lights out on your head and you're just like, I want to leave because he's beating me. Well, you can't. You really just can't. Not just for beating. You can go to counseling for that. But he's going to kill me. Yeah, he don't want to do that because he'll lose out on the benefits for being married to somebody with a kid. He don't want to lose his benefits. Wow. Last thing I think in here it says, transportation funding tied to birth rates. I didn't hear this one. Let's see. A directive to prioritize infrastructure grants for communities with higher marriage and birth rates. They're going to take our federal tax dollars. And because you and your womb and your husband who keep busting nuts in you, you guys in your communities are going to get infrastructure grants so that your communities are taken care of. As long as you keep the birth rate up, we're going to take care of your community. So single people who are older and don't have children, you get Nathan, but you're going to put your taxes into something that you get nothing out of. I'm just going to give money to the lady across the street because she got babies. She's going to be living having all these different grants and $5,000 and her community. What's next? You're going to end up saying, oh, if you're single, you can't live in a community? Because, I mean, how do you determine that this community is going to get grants when in every community you have married couples, you have single couples, you have gay couples, have trans couples, They're all over the place. It's not like it's one community with a bunch of babies and mom and dad married. Communities are divided like that. So what does this tell you? It's a precursor to tell you that they're going to start building properties that will be just for pregnant white women and white men and their families. And they're going to build them, going to put them in a place where they're all separated like they did when they first created housing in this country, and give that white community everything it needs to separate us from the riffraff. How else could you do this, ladies and gentlemen? How else can you give infrastructure grants for communities with higher marriage and birth rates? You have to move them into a community, because it's not like you look at it and say, hey, I'm going to have babies. Let me move over there. That means they're going to have to find communities and give them money. Instead of gentrifying, they're talking about gentrifying a community and placing people who have babies. We're going to breed y'all, and you guys are going to be like the breeding neighborhood. Every last one of y'all going to be having 5 and 6 babies. Going to put y'all over here, and the government's going to take the money from poor people, middle class people, rich people, black, Latin, Asian, and we're going to give it to these white people over here because they're having a bunch of babies. It sounds like somebody's trying to create a class of people that to give free money to, give opportunities to, give education to. They didn't put that they weren't going to allow black people to do it or Latin people to do it. But the point is to create more white people, because those people, the ones who they care about this, they know their numbers are dwindling. If you offer this to everybody, then you still will be dwindling, because the ones who are having babies are Latin people way past the number of white people. So if they're capable of having this too, aren't you gonna let their community grow like dramatically now? I would love for somebody to ask that question. Reporters, anchors, what's gonna be the qualification for getting this? Are black people and people of color and Latin people going to be able to get into this program, or is it just for white people? They're going to say, everybody. Okay. All right, then sign black people up for it then. All black people, we're going to do that. We're going to do it. Not really, but we want to see if you can get in. It's a crazy shit, y'all. I've never heard in my lifetime, I know in enslavement years and stuff like that, but in my 50-something years, I have not heard of them breeding white people. And then white people are going to be like, yeah, I want to be bred. Say what? Ain't nobody trying to bring all these damn babies in the house when you ain't got a house, you can't afford a house. So what are you going to tell me? You're going to start buying them homes too? I wouldn't put it past. They've done it before. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I say, look, stay away from the Republican Party. The MAGA is just, they're out there, y'all. They're out there. I don't know what has happened. They're afraid of the browning of America. And I'm like, if you weren't so hateful, you wouldn't care. Do you see brown, black, people of different color, races, and do you see them counting how many of them, how many babies they have, and see if they're going to outnumber Americans? Do you see that study happening anywhere? I haven't seen it. So that would kind of say that nobody's really like y'all. We don't think like that. Maybe we should, I don't know, but we don't. We just want a good life, Hang out with good people, no matter what race, color, creed they're from. Respect them for what they can do, and ask for the same thing for ourselves, that they respect us for what we can do. Mind they damn business when it comes to whatever I do in my house, as long as it's legal. And that's it. We want to live a good life. Kiss our babies, our grandbabies, great grandbabies, if we're blessed to live that long, and go to heaven or hell. That's all, we ain't trying to go through all this nonsense y'all going through. But they keep on thinking we do. And you got to keep on fighting them off. It's like, when can we ever just get along and leave this shit alone? We're Americans. We should be protecting America and living good lives as best as possible. If you're an entrepreneur, cool. If you're a farmer, cool. Look out for Americans. Simple as that. It's weird how, and I'm going to leave you with this. It's weird how when we go through trauma, we band together. When January 11th came, 2001 was it? When that happened, it happened in New York, in DC, right? I'm not from either one of those states, but I'm a part of the United States. And when that happened, it was like, never forget. We watched that on the news for the longest time. Every American felt attacked, even though we weren't at the site in which it happened in New York. We saw those horrific pictures, and we band together no matter what. Race, color, creed, be damned. It was American versus American, and we loved each other for it. At least that's the way I felt, and everybody I knew around me felt. But it had to be a tragedy, and for us to literally look at each other as Americans and not individual sectors. When they attack one of us, they attack us all. It shouldn't be a tragedy for us to feel that way. But the reality is, right now, there are racist white people, whom I consider to be terrorists, attacking American citizens for some, democracy for all of us, due process for all of us. And there are too many of us that are turning the other cheek because they haven't got down to the sector of your culture or your race yet. We're Americans, and we should be fighting for democracy and for it to work. If we really believe in democracy, the due process aspect of the Fifth Amendment of our Constitution. If you believe in America, you believe in this Constitution. And if you believe in laws or ever did, then you know we got to do right by it. It's not going to always work the best way, but there should never be a day in this country where you get charged with something and within hours you're in jail or thrown into a black hole with no recourse. That's not America. That's not democracy. Our democracy in America is we get due process. You think I did something, you accuse me with it, you get evidence, you charge me with it, or you don't have evidence, you let me go. You get some evidence, you charge me, we go to court. I get a lawyer, you got the prosecution, the state, or whatever. We go at it with facts. And sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. There's going to be a winner and there's going to be a loser. Is it 100% accurate? Nope. Is it the best thing we have? Yes. When you see what they've been doing, that's the worst of us, to snatch people off the street. And I think because we're so desensitized, I want you to close your eyes and think about walking down the street, walking your dog, or walking to a luncheon that you're going to go to your friends, like, oh, I'm on my way, singing and everything. And people with masks just walk up and snatch your ass off the street. Say they are police, even though you don't know that they're police. You can't trust it because they won't show you their face. Snatch you up, throw you somewhere in a dark space, drag you to another fucking state, then to another fucking country. You don't speak the language and you're like, what the fuck? Do you understand how many people probably pissed and shit themselves? the fear of some of them in a strange land. That's not American. That's that white supremacy shit. I remember it was last name was Ray. He was the head of the FBI, I want to believe. And he was asked, what is the biggest fear that America should have? The most biggest threat to America. And they said, white nationalism. Racist white men is the biggest threat to America. Terrorists. And instead of outing them, instead of charging them for being that way, we've empowered them. The biggest threat to this country, we have allowed it to become the president and powerful. We've allowed it to become the head of the DOJ. We've allowed it to become the head of our military. White supremacy leads our country now. And America chose that. It was the biggest threat. And now they've empowered the biggest threat to America. It's no wonder America does not look like the country in which we all love to live in. It's because they've let the whack jobs into the house. And not only did they let them in, they gave them leadership roles. America can never be the America we love and care for with those types of people leading it. It's just sad that we wake up every day being led by white supremacy. People who think that they're smart, but their only validation of smartness is each other. Anybody with a modicum of intellect can tell they're idiots. Chinese people in China own America with how they responded to these tariffs. We got a bumbling idiot as a president that China just sat back and just let Donald Trump talk to himself. This entire time, he's talked to himself. China ain't said shit. Maybe China will join. We hope China will join. China's not joining, bro. They already said we don't care. He keeps coming out and speaking like China's trying to talk to him. No, it is him trying to figure out where China's pain point is. And it's him. It's like, dude, we don't need you. Hence, they're working with our allies. Japan, Korea. America has no ties to anybody in this tariff situation. Donald Trump has 0 deals. Scott Bessent came out and literally said, America first does not mean America alone. Why would you say that? Because nobody's coming and everybody thinks you want to be by yourself. Otherwise, you wouldn't have to say that. They would already know that because what? You're talking to them. You wouldn't have to say that out loud if they were already talking to you. You could tell it to them when you see them, when they come to your meetings. And instead, you're telling it to the whole world at the microphone. Why? Because the other countries think you want to do it alone. You can just deduct, like from actual reasoning. Why would I say something that everybody should already know? Because I'm speaking to them. The only reason I would say it is because I'm not speaking to them. I just hope, America, you decide to vote for a better president next time. Quit falling down that same rabbit hole of listening to people lie to you, and deal with your feelings. And also, Americans, especially MAGA people, seek therapy. I mean, damn, you really got to be in a bad place that facts hurt you so much that you rather go with your feelings when you know your feelings don't make any sense. But as long as your heart is happy with these lies, everything's great. Now, look how great our economy is. Look how great your farm is. Look how great your stores are falling apart. That's greatness? You feel good now? Obviously not. Do better. Good night. Just do better. Kristen said, China, Japan, Korea coming together after 1,000+ years of hating each other was quite the accomplishment. Come on now, Kristen. That's what tripped me out too. That's what I'm saying. They couldn't stand each other. And in just a short time of Donald Trump showing his ass, acting like he's once in there, hey, kissing my ass, you're kissing my ass. I'm like, really? Yeah, even if they were kissing your ass, they stopped at that particular moment. Donald keeps putting his foot in his ass. You know what I'm saying? It's like, dude, shut up. Just shut up, dude. We know you're not smart. Your cosplaying for an intellectual is over, dude. Your idiot friends may believe it, but they ain't no millionaire and no billionaire that believes you're smart. They know you're tied to the people, and you got a lot of millions and millions and millions of dumbasses out there, and they got access to them. And all they need is for you to verify it so they can collect the check. That's all that is. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I got to get to my other show. That's going to be on TikTok, and that's about mental health. I got to relax. I'm going to meditate at the beginning. I'm going to watch a documentary, then meditate at the end. So, and that was called Neophytes Unite on TikTok. I'm at Mr. Straight Facts. If you want to continue to support the show, I thank you for your gifts and memberships and things of that nature. I appreciate you. Continue looking out. Like I said, I am working on things for us as a people, as Americans, to help us to get past billionaires. Like I said, I'm not buying any vehicles from Elon Musk or anything of that nature. I'm trying to separate myself from billionaires as much as possible because they don't deserve my money. If they're focused on destroying our lives, why are we giving them money so that they can have a great life? Why are we doing it? I don't understand it. I don't care that much about products and names that I got to give these people money to destroy my life, destroy people I love life, to get into the lives of people who I know who are trans and love each other, gay and loving each other, you know, men, women, different races loving each other, you know, people of the same races loving each other. And these people want to determine how you live, how many babies you have, whether your kid can go to college or not, what books your children should read or not. This is not small government. This is astronomical government. This government is so damn large. It is like earth-shattering government from a party that said it didn't like the government. It be as small as possible. Then come in and make it the biggest thing it's ever been. It's reaching into everybody's life. When before, it was just taxes and just regular laws. Nobody was reaching into women's wombs. Now we are, and that's small government. Yeah. Anyway, much love to y'all. I see y'all soon. Take care. I see you, Old School Smooth. I see Rude, Jennifer. I see you. Good night. Is it Nina? Good night. Lynn, good night. Take care. It is sick how they care about people's sex lives. It's insane. It's like, dude, just stay in your own lane. We don't have a problem with y'all going to the Republican National Convention and breaking Grindr. You shouldn't be having a problem with what the hell we do. You know what I'm saying? It's totally hypocritical. But anyway, I appreciate y'all, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. You can always support me. You see, I always put it up. I put it up late for anybody who wants to support, because I don't put that like up front first. But I'll put it up here just for a second before I get out. Those are ways you can support the show to help the show grow. I appreciate you. If you can, I understand as well. I'll let that pass through, and then I'm gonna go on to my other show. I'm gonna get some rest here later, but thanks for watching Mr. Straight Facts Show. I appreciate y'all. All right, y'all take it easy. Much love as always. I'll see you when I see you.